From Kareem Hunt's father's Facebook page. Welcome to your Week 12 recap. I have heard breaking news, big news. Kareem Hunt's father is, guess what? What do you think Kareem Hunt's father feels right now?
Well, looking at his game log, I'm going to assume he feels very disgusted.
He feels that Baker Mayfield is incapable of running to the offense to his son's specifications.
Okay, so I know this movie came out like 2 weeks ago. Is this a sequel already?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That was fast.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt's father is lighting Baker up on Facebook. Kareem Hunt Sr.
Oh my gosh.
It is. Who's excited? Do we have to do an excitement chant?
Might have to. This is
boy.
Gonna get juicy. This is father number 2 going after Baker.
You know, at some point you got to think maybe maybe Baker is the problem, because Odell. Let me tell you, Odell looked pretty good today. He looked pretty good today. I don't know.
Maybe we're connecting the dots here.
All right, we got some comments. Recap. Let's get it. Busy day. We'll get there. The show starts when it starts. Jesse feels, some of us were sick and some of us wanted Spider-Man tickets. We all have our reasons.
I'm still going for them.
You still want Spider-Man tickets. Jesse feels great that Hunt can only score 2 points. Well, unfortunately, Hunt's father agrees with you. He's on your side.
Always big up when you have the player's father in agreement.
Yeah, it's just it's delightful. Just delightful. It's exactly what we need. So, yeah, today was a shitty week for me, fantasy-wise, I guess. I almost won in Trade Addict State. I almost won on a tanking team somehow. Luckily, Lamar's shit show prevented that from happening. All right, let's address some of these. Biggest Dynasty Risers. I've been sick all day.
Can I go with not Terrace Marshall?
Not Terrace Marshall. No.
That's the correct answer, right?
Let me tell you, on Friday, I wrote about Terrace Marshall saying Terrace Marshall's a bust. Terrace Marshall, for my six-pack article, Terrace Marshall's a failure. He better show something this week, otherwise I'm going to be sick of him. Well, I was forced to take a victory lap in my Monday hangover article. I was forced. I had no choice. Because not only did Terrace Marshall not show anything, I always was like, I actually said something really good in my article. I said there's good news and bad news. The good news is that Terrace Marshall was not responsible for the Panthers' terrible loss to the Dolphins. He wasn't responsible. It wasn't his fault. The bad news is that he didn't even suit up for the game. Not good. That's death. That's death knell. Second round wide receivers in week 12 cannot be healthy scratches. He's done. He's dead to me. Done. Take what you can get. Take what you can get, whatever it is. He's dead to me. I have no interest in him. I would rather Bryan Edwards. At least he can get on the field. Done. No interest in Terrace Marshall. Give me a third. Some people, you're going to hear this from people. I still believe. This is what I call the voice of overly intelligent people who overthink things. Oh, yes, the college profile was very good. Oh, well, I want to buy low and take advantage. No, if you're a healthy scratch and you're a second-round pick, it's unacceptable. Unacceptable. And I don't want failure on my team. Failure can be on your team. And I won't have failure on my team. So he can go. I will take any third-round pick at this point, and I will move on from Terrace Marshall's abysmal career in which he's done nothing in the NFL. Not good. But this question was about biggest Dynasty Riser, so not Terrace Marshall. Who would be your nomination?
The chat has it pretty good. They have a couple of good options down there.
Waddle.
Waddle had a
Waddle.
Waddle,
Waddle.
crazy good game
Yes.
today.
The problem is I was so far ahead of consensus on Waddle that I moved him as if this was going to be the norm. I already had him there. So maybe for some people, they're going to... I was told that I was crazy, that I had Jalen Waddle ahead of Rashad Bateman. That was so crazy. And I was told that that was so crazy because Lamar Jackson would pass the ball more. He would succeed in passing the ball. And Rashad Bateman would be the weapon that improves his passing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little spicy today, but I'll own it. I think Jalen Waddle is a better player than Rashad Bateman. I had Jalen Waddle higher pre-draft. I have Jalen Waddle higher now. I've had Jalen Waddle higher the whole time. I've never bent on that. Jalen Waddle's a better player than Rashad Bateman. Period. End of sentence. I don't care. And the fact that Bateman is stuck on the Ravens. But, I was always high on Waddle. So, unfortunately, he's not that big of a riser for me because he's already so high.
Can we get a disclaimer?
Disclaimer?
Debo, if he gets running back eligibility.
Oh, my God. He's not getting running back eligibility.
I know he's not, but it's just something fun you have to throw out there. He's not going to get it, though.
You know who I think should be a big riser this week? Joe Mixon. What about Mixon?
That's
Let me tell you.
Every weekend.
I would rather have Joe Mixon at this point over Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb,
Agreed.
Alvin Kamara, and most certainly Saquon Failure. Not Saquon Failure. That one, not good.
That's
Not
it's been a fun
good
show,
enough.
Tyler. I'll see you later.
About what?
Saquon, it stings. It stings.
Well, let's get Matt in here. Let me tell him. I'll tell him. We can tell him about that. Not good.
Hurts.
No, it hurts. I mean,
Yeah, that too. It hurts, but also
boy.
hurts.
Talk about bad. Who passed worse today, Jalen Hurts or Lamar? Who was worse?
I mean, they both had the highlight reels. They're
What about Baker? Was Baker really that much better?
no.
No.
To be fair, I don't think we'd be as rough on Jalen Hurts if he got the win, aka if Jalen Reagor caught the ball twice. But Lamar did get the dub. So
Jalen Reagor does not belong on an NFL field. He doesn't. Period. He's backup. He's a wide receiver 4 for an NFL team. It's one of the worst first-round picks of all time, considering who the next pick was. But you wouldn't know anything about that, right? You wouldn't know anything.
Was it like T. Higgins or someone? Like
You wouldn't know anything about that, right? As an Eagles fan, you wouldn't have been trying to find a wide receiver forever and been unable to do so. You wouldn't be familiar with that, would you?
No, not at all. I'm not familiar with that one.
Yeah.
Still looking.
Any Dynasty Risers today? Who even did well? That there's to talk about? Mixon, I guess. T. Higgins, I think.
Higgins. Yeah, I mean
Gronk's back. Crazy.
he is.
Yeah, those are some of them.
You know who's also back?
Who?
Cordell Patterson. Not as a riser, but
Yeah, he's not a bit. Russell Gage might be a little bit of a riser. He might be making himself a little bit of money. They're a free agent. They can't afford it. They're not going to be able to afford it. There are lots of teams that could use him. He could be making himself a little bit of money. You're looking at the who led the Jaguars in receiving yards?
I'm not looking, but it wasn't Laviska Shenault, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh gosh, was it James O'Shaughnessy?
No.
I'm running out of guesses here. I'll guess one more time. Is it Tavon Austin?
No, he scored the only touchdown.
He scored the only touchdown.
Former first-round pick, though, like Tavon Austin, I believe. This player was a first-round pick.
Oh, gosh. The Jags depth chart really got destroyed at wide receiver. It wasn't Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones was a first-round pick.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Just tell me.
Laquan Treadwell.
I remember I saw him on the field today. I didn't think he led the team in receiving.
He actually played very well today. Oh, my God. I can't with Laviska Shenault. It's just...
It hurts.
It hurts, yeah. It's bad. All right, we got some questions in the chat. Knox's rest of season outlook. What do you think about that?
I mean, he's right at the top of that tier behind the main guys. I mean, maybe even ahead of Pitts at this point. I'd put him ahead of Pitts, probably.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's close.
It's close.
In Dynasty, would you rather have, I'll put you to the test, Dawson Knox or Noah Fant?
Dawson Knox. I'm not a Noah Fant guy. You know this.
Yeah, well, you spend a lot of time with me. So, Noah Fant, I think he's going to need a new nickname.
Oh, boy.
Noah Failure.
There we go. There it is.
Yeah, 3 for 12 on 4 targets. This is unacceptable. Eric Saubert is vulturing touchdowns. Alberto is having time. 3 for 12 on 4 targets is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. Oh, and the target share people are going to come at me. Oh, 4 targets out of 23 was really good. Oh, that's a lot of percentage. But I don't care. He has produced nothing. And it's going to get better now that they signed Sutton and Patrick to large extensions. Things are going to improve. No,
not at all.
He can go, and Alberto is very good. Alberto is very talented, so he's going to take production away from Fant. Fant is a waste of time. I'll take anything. He can be someone else's problem. Someone else can wait for Evan Ingram 2.0. Someone else can deal with Evan Ingram 2.0. I don't want to deal with Evan Ingram 2.0. That can be someone else's problem. What fantasy value have you gotten out of Evan Ingram the last 2.5 years? You've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and nothing. And that's what he is. No, thank you. I'm Noah Fant for me. Hollywood Titans says, "Sup, fellas?" Yeah, it's been a long time actually. I miss you. I really do. Waddle. Love Waddle. Waddle to the moon. Yes. I was told I was crazy that I like Jalen Waddle significantly more than Rashad Bateman. I was told that was crazy. Sorry, I like the guy who was picked 6th overall. I'm sorry. The NFL is not as dumb as we all. Yeah, they do some dumb shit, but in general, they get it mostly right. They're not like the dumbest people ever. So, I'm sorry. I like the guy who was picked 6th overall. I apologize for that. Yeah, someone really lit a fire under my ass today.
I gotta sit up. I gotta sit up for these questions.
I've been pissy lately because it's just season's wearing on me. That kind of stuff. I don't even care. Honestly, I don't care anymore. I care, but people can come at me if they want. That's what the block button's for. I don't have time for that. I answer hundreds of questions every week. Are we trusting Mooney next week against the Cardinals? He's good with Dalton. What if Fields starts week 13? Well, Fields is going to start week 13. So what do you think about this?
I'm okay. I'm fully trusting Mooney. I mean, he just go with the football in his hands. I don't know what to say. He's good at the sport. He's the wide receiver 1 there. What was it? 2 weeks ago, he had 16 targets.
But how did he do on those 16 targets?
I know it was. I mean, the one that landed in his hands, he did pretty good on. It just, I watched, like I said, when we did that recap, I watched part of that game. A good bit of those throws were not close.
Sure. But yeah, I would trust him. I would start him. Waddle looked amazing. Yeah. No, Waddle's the guy. I like it.
He also gets those jet sweeps on the 1 yard line, which I like that a lot.
Let's talk about Waddle a minute. So, Waddle, would you prefer Waddle or Devonta Smith?
I'll take Waddle, even though I like them both a lot.
Yeah, Devonta Smith's going to be moving down my Dynasty rankings this week. Not impressed. What about Elijah Moore versus Waddle?
Oh, I love the talent of Elijah Moore, but Zach Wilson, I know he's hurt right now. It's such a concern.
We are not going to take any more excuses. No excuses. Not good enough from Zach Wilson. I don't care that he's the second overall pick. He's out of excuses.
I mean, Elijah Moore has been amazing, and it's so weird because what everyone expected to happen today, like he wasn't good with Zach Wilson, and when Zach Wilson was on the field, he didn't look good. And the second he stepped off when he got hurt, Elijah Moore looked good again.
I know.
I don't think it's a coincidence. It's not a coincidence at this point. It's something. It's something with the chemistry.
It's tough. But I'll take Waddle over Elijah Moore.
Yeah, I'll take Waddle too. But I'm just saying I like all three.
All right, let's go the other direction. Waddle or Michael Pittman?
Give me Waddle.
Take Waddle. Waddle or Deontay Johnson?
Ooh.
14 targets, 14 targets, 9 receptions for 95 to Deontay Johnson.
That's
Despite
like
Big Ben.
Staple stat line for him. This is really close. I'll take Waddle just because I assume who's going to be throwing the ball next year.
I'll stick with Deontay Johnson, but
they're both amazing.
Stephon Diggs.
I'll take Diggs.
I'll take Waddle. Deebo Samuel.
You gotta go Deebo.
Deebo.
He's amazing. I mean, did he not have a receiving yard today?
I think he did.
He might have. I know it was going down to the end there. Let me look real quick. He had one catch for 12 yards, but still scored 20.8 fantasy points.
That's crazy. Trey Sermon got no carries.
Trey Sermon got hurt.
What did he do to get hurt? He wasn't even in the game.
I could have swore he got.
No, I know he got hurt, but
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I all I heard was he got hurt. Like I said, I'm a red zone watcher. I'm one of those people. I'll go back and watch.
Yeah, I don't know about him. He's a whoopsie.
Those second round picks this past year were volatile. I know I've said that before. Now adding Terrace Marshall to the list, those picks were volatile. You either hit or you
Terrace Marshall was, I think, like Sermon just lighting a pick on fire. I don't think you're ever going to get anything for that. Just like you got nothing out of Denzel Mims.
Gotta make those picks count.
Yeah, for sure. Lamar's passing the ball to the other team. Sure. It was bad.
It was something to watch. Browns are getting with a lot of disguise coverages. It'll be interesting to see if they do that more going forward, like other teams that play Lamar.
He had 17 carries though.
Yep.
They must really hate Tyson Williams.
There's so many dynasty hype trains that just hit the dirt so hard.
I know. But that's one of them.
That's one of them. Terrace Marshall was another. Trey Sermon wasn't as big. LaVisca, we were both on that one.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
We're trusting Elijah Moore next week, yes. Yes, I'll still play him. What choice do you have?
Not
you don't play him and you miss out on 8 for 141 and 1. So play him. Sucks,
it's so
but
weird to me.
It sucks, but I'll still play him. Oh, man. Brutal. It's brutal. Right? I mean, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more you could say. Like, it's not good. I believe he came back on a boot on the sideline.
It's awful. Why is he always getting hurt? He played every game his first 3 years.
I don't know.
It's so hard, man.
It's tough. Maybe it's the long or the touches in, I forget what year it is. The years are blending together for me now. 2019.
Yeah,
maybe it's all those touches accumulating on his body.
I guess it's brutal.
I mean, he even took out King Henry, so Father Time's undefeated.
Except against Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Tom Brady takes him to round 5 and knocks him out.
Tom Brady has beaten Father Time. Father Time is nothing against Tom Brady. Yeah. People were like, people didn't come at me, but like they're coming at me and everyone else who says this. I'm like, Cam's arm is shot. Cam's arm is washed. He hasn't been able to throw since 2018. And people are like, no, I have the statistics that say that you're wrong. And I'm like, okay, you do that. You be smarter than everyone else. You know you do you. You do you.
Yeah.
I'll stick with doing me and just tell you that Cam has looked like shit as a passer since he's hurt his shoulder, with rare exception. You can look like shit and have a couple good throws. Big Ben did today. But he's washed. His arm is shot. His arm is shot. And Cam's arm is shot. I mean, that's it. That's it. Since his shoulder injury, his arm shot. Never recovered. Never been the same. And also, by the way, that alleged good deep ball to DJ Moore, that should have been touchdown. That was way underthrown. That needs to be 5 yards that way. That's touchdown. Come back to it. His arm is toast. Toast. And, like Sam Darnold before him, without Christian McCaffrey, he's not much, really, honestly. 5 of 21 for 92 yards and 2 interceptions. Not good.
I believe he's starting next week too, so we'll see what happens there. But
well, I mean, of course he's going to start next week. PJ Walker is one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen take an NFL field. So, of course he's starting next week. Brandon Zylstra did not do anything in place of Terrace Marshall.
Well, to be fair, when you have 5 completions from your starting quarterback,
that's true. Four. DJ Moore had 4 for 103.
Well, DJ Moore is DJ Moore. That's a different story. We know how talented he is.
I get it. Agreed. No, I don't think putting targets from Rager to Watkins. I think that we need to put more targets on Devonta Smith.
Well, yeah. Did you see that he didn't? I don't think he got a target on the last 2 drives.
Yeah, and then he had a complaint, and then head coach Nick Sirianni said that, we could have gotten the ball to him more. We gotta do that next time. I'm like, you control who gets the ball, Mr. Sirianni. You're gonna say, well, it just didn't. Burn down your flower garden. How about that? We'll burn down your flower garden. Maybe you'll have more time to plan how to get the ball to Devonta Smith. Nick Sirianni is the worst. He's terrible. Terrible. Oh, man. Yes, Jalen Reagor was the first rounder. So was Laquan.
I believe he was talking about that was in reference to Laquan Treadwell leading the Jags in receiving.
Yeah, and Laquan Treadwell did better today than Jalen Reagor.
Just for research purposes, I went to Twitter. I typed in Jalen Reagor's name in the search bar, and oh my goodness,
you don't want to do that.
Spare yourself. It's not good.
Where do we have Javonte ranked in Dynasty?
I saw the poll earlier. I think it was Akash. I think for the community, the community had him at Dynasty RB5.
Yeah, that's where I have him.
Yeah, I probably have him like 5 or 6.
I've had him there the whole time, but people were like, "I want."
I progressively moved him up.
I want older players. I don't want him. I don't want the younger. I don't want the 21-year-old player. I want old people.
I mean, is there anyone that I'm forgetting? Like, you can make a case for him at 3.
Yeah, not really. I mean, to me, it's Taylor, Swift, and Harris are top 3.
Okay, I somehow Najee Harris slipped my mind.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
I still have McCaffrey at 4, but we'll see how long he's going to be out.
It's not.
Toronto 5, pretty easily. Really, there's no other contenders. Saquon failure. I just might go drop Saquon out of RB1 range. I don't care anymore. I don't want him on my team.
I mean, is he a free agent this year? Or they
picked up the 5th-year option.
They picked up the option. Okay, I did not know that because
it should tell you all you need to know. 3rd down, a big critical 3rd down. They call a screen pass. They do. They call a running back screen on a critical 3rd down for Devontae Booker, who picks up 17 yards. Then on the goal line, the 1st and goal from the 1, you would think on the Bengals, if you're in that situation, is there any doubt that the ball is going to Joe Mixon? No. The call is a tight end shovel pass, which works, by the way.
But it really did work.
It did work, but there was no interest in giving the ball to Saquon at all. Saquon's done. He's done. Saquon is Todd Gurley. Like, seriously. I'm done. I learned this lesson with Todd Gurley. I was like, no, you can't give up on the value. You can't give up on the asset. Get out. Get out. I don't care anymore. Get out. I'm done. This was his last chance, and he failed. He looks like crap. He doesn't look like crap, but he doesn't look like Saquon Barkley. He looks more like Josh Jacobs than Saquon Barkley. And I'm not impressed. Josh Jacobs is fine.
Yep.
He's acceptable. Okay. Good at things. And that's Saquon Barkley.
This is one of those situations where we're going to look back and say, oh, what could have been?
What could have been? Yeah.
And it stinks.
I mean, 13 to 40 is just not good enough. It's not gonna be good enough for me.
Because after his rookie season, he looked like he was going to be a game breaker for a couple of years, and it never happened.
He's not. I mean, at this point, I don't even know where. I just don't want Saquon Barkley on my dynasty team. So, John Terry 4.
Nice.
Love you guys. Thanks, Coop. Back at you, yeah.
Yeah, back at you, Coop.
Where's that? But Waddle, wide receiver 17-12. I had him 16 going into the game. He's going to move probably to 14. Carson Wentz's value in Dynasty worth trading for. Are you kidding? No. Why? No. Why are we trading for Carson Wentz? We want failure on our team? We want to enhance our team with failure? I don't think so. We're not going to do that. I mean, he was fine today, but they're better off going through JT. But here's a trade. Super flex, let's say. Mooney in a 2022 mid-late first for Carson Wentz? No, this is not. If it were just Mooney, then in a super flex, I would take my chances on a quarterback. Just the first, I understand it, but the two combined, no. Wentz is not worth a first plus anymore. He never was for me. Wentz is actually worth more now than at the start of the season. He's actually been better. He's exceeded my expectations, but he's still not worth a first plus. And then Mooney is a strong asset. So no. And Adam says, what's up?
With this class, probably, and take a shot and some upside, honestly.
Who?
I mean, if Sam Howell's going to make it to the mid, I don't know if he's going to make it to mid first.
Maybe, I don't know, but I'm fine taking Mooney plus.
I'd rather take the shot in the quarterback in the draft but don't draft for position. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
quarterback with upside.
I understand. I understand that. Adam says, "What's up? I love you."
It's like the Family Guy skit. I'd rather take the mystery box.
Yeah. Javonte's next. Yeah, love him.
Yeah, he is.
Why do the Eagles hate Miles Sanders so much? Let's talk about that. We have an Eagles fan here. So let's talk about that. So please explain why Boston Scott had 15 carries and Miles Sanders had 9. Why? Explain it.
Okay, so originally, my whole thought was, this is the Doug Peterson thing. Maybe Doug Peterson just doesn't like him. So I'm like, okay, Nick Sirianni's going to use him, in full. Doesn't happen. I don't know what's going on. Maybe.
But wait, it gets better. It gets better. You would think Miles Sanders is supposed to be so good in the passing game. No. On the 2-minute drill, suddenly now, Jordan Howard is out. That should open up more opportunities for Miles Sanders. Now Kenneth Gainwell has returned. And now he took the 2-minute drill. Not good. Not good. I'm tired of Miles Sanders. I've been tired of Miles Sanders forever. He's out of chances for me. I'm done with him.
It stinks. And Boston Scott fumbled the game away too at the end.
And I'm sure that he'll be rewarded with more carries next week.
No, Jordan Howard's coming back and getting 20 carries.
Jordan Howard will be the lead.
Yeah.
Not good.
I wish I had an explanation for you. I thought it was.
There's no explanation. The explanation is that Nick Sirianni is completely incompetent. That's what the explanation is. That's what it is. I mean, they never. I said this when he was hired. He's not prepared to be a head coach in the NFL. He was never prepared to be a head coach in the NFL. He never should have been a head coach in the NFL. So, here you are. So what happens when you hire someone who's unprepared? Best Buy, Lowe's, and Dynasty. Well, not Miles Sanders.
No.
I mean, Gary Judy, I guess.
I mean, yeah, he was hurt. He hasn't produced,
Yeah, this week was not good. I mean, this week was not good for anybody. Nobody. I mean, nobody was good.
All right. I've been touting this name for a little bit. How about Nico Collins? Not feeling it. I think the Texans are going to get a new quarterback. Brandon Cooks is going to leave.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not running out and overly excited. I mean, I'm higher on him than most, but I'm not obsessing over it.
I thought with buy lows we were going lower in value. That's what I got from it.
I don't mind him. I don't mind it.
I mean, the path to the wide receiver role in the wide receiver 1 role in the offense is there, and if they get a new quarterback,
well, Cam Akers.
I agree. Cam Akers is a good one.
Cam Akers. Oh, I also recommend T.J. Hawkinson. Get him for dirt cheap. T.J. Hawkinson is still an ascending player.
Yeah.
Unlike Noah Kant. Noah Kant. Noah, 4th target on the team. Noah, waste of time. T.J. Hawkinson is the feature of that offense. They need him. They don't have a choice. And he, I think he's someone who's gonna be great. He is great. I mean, he has been great. He hasn't been bad. So I'm all in on him, and I would love to buy a discount.
I agree.
Yeah. This is a big problem. This is a big problem here from Jesse. So what about the Dylan Jones situation? Almost feels like Dylan should be the play moving forward. Jones was not running effectively, and Rodgers wasn't looking his way, still hurt. Well, yes, he's still hurt.
I don't know why he played today.
I don't either. They should have.
Their buys next week. It was perfect situation.
He was so ineffective. He was so ineffective on the touches he had.
And A.J. Dillon looked good.
Yeah. He did.
Had a receiving touchdown today.
He's better in the receiving game than Aaron Jones somehow. Don't ask me how that's possible, but that's the case. I mean, Aaron Jones has been dead to me in Dynasty for a long time. He's so dead to me in Dynasty. I mean, he's already 26. He's about to turn 27 in about a month. I mean, I've never had any interest in Aaron Jones, really. So I'm just as out as I always was. Not sure that means that I'm buying into Dillon, but I don't mind him. But again, it's kind of like Aaron Jones is not going away. His contract is underwater next year. So it's tough. You could be waiting a while for A.J. Dillon. But I'm fine with him. I do think that sooner rather than later, A.J. Dillon is going to be the better player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not yet now when Aaron Jones is 100% healthy, but it's going to be very soon.
Soon. Yeah, soon. Yeah, I think that they paid him more than they needed to try to make one more run with Rodgers, but they paid him for 2 years because it was either pay him for 2 or get 0 when they only really wanted him for 1.
Yep.
Jeez. But yeah, gonna be weird next year. Oh no, they have an out after 2022.
They're taking that.
And he'll be gone. Are we worried about Hunt? Yes. With Chubb starting to get receiving looks late recently, that's not why. Yeah, I'm worried about Hunt, but I'm worried about everyone in this offense.
Yes.
Hunt is not getting any receiving work this year at all. So that's a problem, but it's not because Chubb is. Chubb had 2 receptions, and that's not receiving work. The problem is the entire offense, and now Hunt's father is having a problem with Baker Mayfield. This is going to turn into a complete disaster. So I don't want any part of that. I have no interest in Kareem Hunt at all. I mean, I guess he could, but I don't think anyone going to sign Kareem Hunt as a workhorse at this point. It's been so long.
It's been a long time. I don't believe so either. I mean,
he's someone I've always been out on since he ended up in Cleveland. So I'm probably still out.
I agree. I mean, it's tough. Unless he lands somewhere like Buffalo by himself, which I don't think is going to happen.
And he's still under contract. They'd have to release him. He's under contract for like $5-6 million. That's cheap. I don't think they're going to release him. They kept David Njoku for $5 or $6 million. I don't think he's getting out of Cleveland unless he forces his way out.
I mean, his dad might have started on that.
Yeah, but in this case, Cleveland would save money by releasing him. So it would be easier for Hunt to force his way out than it was for OBJ.
Yep.
But yeah, no, this Cleveland is a dumpster fire. People are still lower on Claypool than they should be. Yeah, I wrote about him, and basically I've said that I've seen enough from Claypool to say that he's good, and that I'm not going to continue to lower his value if he fails to produce over the dumpster fire of the last 5 games. I'm not going to hold it against him.
I mean, you saw it today.
He still produced fantasy numbers today.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hold it against him if it becomes really, really bad. I think I've just decided what Claypool is worth and what he's going to be going into the offseason, and I'm not going to hold further bad performances against him.
Yeah,
I agree. And I bought him for 2 late seconds. Justin bought him for 2 late seconds. I'm fine with that. Good trade.
I'm a big fan of that one. I think he's worth more than that.
It's a good trade. Yeah, no, Ed agrees with me. I like when Ed agrees with me. No, Case Keenum sucks. Case Keenum is not better. And Kevin Stefanski was asked point blank, are you considering making a quarterback change? And he said he didn't give a bullshit answer. He was like, no. He said no. A flat no. So that's your answer to that question.
Interesting in Cleveland. I mean, I was one of those people that thought they were catching, fire last season with the playoff appearance, absolutely destroying the Steelers.
I mean, Baker's fallen to my dynasty quarterback 24.
It's rough. I don't know. There's no upside in dynasty with him.
No, there isn't. I just don't want him at all. I really don't. I don't see the point.
I totally agree with you. It's just, what are you going to get out of him? 200 and 2 touchdowns on a good day. Like, you don't really want that.
You don't want that. No, I'm good with him. Let's see. Oh no, there's more. There's more.
Is his dad continuing the posting?
Oh, it's continuing. It's continuing. Apparently, there's more. This I want to find out more about this.
It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I know. This I want to find out more about. Yeah. Yeah, no, there's more.
I'm interested to see if another person on the offense's dad comes out too. If it's 3, like 2's already too much. I don't think Jarvis Landry's dad will be coming out after 6-4-11. But
he's scared to throw the ball. Man.
It's a yikes.
Really bad.
I don't know what Cleveland's going to do either.
Yeah, he's behind Tua and Wentz.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. Because I know that Baker sucks. Whereas those two, jeez, really having a day today.
They've at least shown flashes this season.
Yeah, I guess. I just think Wentz has more starting years left and Tua has more upside. Cousins easily.
Kirk Cousins is quietly doing some great things. I know they lost today, but San Fran.
What do we think about this? Tomlin's answer about potential changes was intriguing. Could we see Haskins at some point? So Mike Tomlin was put on the record about a quarterback change. And he said, well, we'll consider changes. We're going to consider changes.
I mean, can it get any worse?
No. I'm fine benching him from Rudolph or Haskins. I mean, I think I've seen enough from Rudolph.
Yeah.
I prefer to see Haskins. I don't really want to see either one.
I mean, I think you have to at least throw him out there and see what you got. I don't know if it's going to work out, but...
Yeah, I think Ben's done. Might as well. Nothing to lose at this point.
Nothing to lose. It's tough, and like they're one of those teams as well that is tough at quarterback. They're going to have to make a veteran move, I think.
What's Elijah Mitchell's value?
Higher this week than it was last week.
Yeah, people were like, oh, I don't want to play him off the injury. And I was like, well, San Francisco, if you're in, you're in.
Yeah. That's the one thing we know about San Fran.
Yeah. He had 27 carries for 133 and a touchdown. Yeah. Trey Sermon had 0 carries. So Jeff Wilson only had 2. Elijah Mitchell also was in the passing game, 5 for 35. He's the man. All right, let me give you some either or. Elijah Mitchell or James Robinson?
Give me Elijah Mitchell. I think that backfield in Jacksonville could get a little murky next year with Etienne coming back. I know that injury is really bad, but there's someone there with draft capital. And, the USC job just got filled, so that's one less college job that Urban Meyer could take.
No, I really think that Elijah Mitchell and James Robinson are similar at this point. The only difference is we know what the threat to James Robinson is, and it's relatively scary, all things considered. Like Travis Etienne, as much as I bag on him, what are the odds that the threat to Elijah Mitchell is better than that? The odds that it's a first-round pick? Probably not. I mean, the threat is probably not going to be that strong. So James Robinson is probably, and who's played better, really, this year? Who's played better?
It's been Elijah Mitchell.
Elijah Mitchell's played better. So, I think that's the range he needs to be valued in. What about Josh Jacobs?
Elijah Mitchell. We know what we're going to get out of Josh Jacobs.
I've had enough of Josh Jacobs. Dave Montgomery?
Elijah Mitchell still.
Take Elijah Mitchell. Maybe I'm going the wrong direction. But I think it's pretty odd. What about Ezekiel Elliott?
I don't like that. Well, I like that they're sitting him for his injury, give him time to heal for the stretch run. But I don't like that in Dynasty You're having to bench him already. His age is getting up there. Give me Elijah Mitchell.
Derrick Henry.
I mean, how much longer does Derrick Henry have in the tank? He's beating Father Time, although he had that injury. I mean, Elijah Mitchell offers so much upside because I don't think Kyle Shanahan's going to get fired anytime soon. If he doesn't get a threat drafted, he's going to remain in this range for, 3-4 years?
Something like that.
Elijah Mitchell barely, but
yeah,
I love me some
range.
Yeah. Oh, his range is like back-end RB1, honestly.
It's not quite, but he's not that far off. But yes, he's going to have to come up again.
Honestly, he gets all the
now
touches.
That we've seen him come back from an injury and just be handed the job back again, that tells me it's his job. And I don't think that they're going to replace him. The 2022 class is weak. They just spent a third-round pick on a running back. Don't think they're going to go to it again. I'm not. Look, someone like Elijah Mitchell, that type of caliber of draft capital, is just never going to be valued that highly for me. So there's going to come a point at which I bet I'm going to tell you to sell Elijah Mitchell. But we're probably there, actually. I'm probably not going to have him as high as you just said.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to be on the selling side, but we'll see. It would take Cousins. Dustin agrees. I think Sermon will still be the competition. Yeah, probably.
And I like our odds here with Mitchell.
Yeah, Wilson, Mostert. I mean, I think they'll sign someone. They like to have three. I mean, I think they're going to re-sign either Wilson or Mostert, and that's going to be their backfield. I'd lean Wilson that they re-sign. I think they can get him back cheap.
Oh, yeah. And they'll use him like they're using him now.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Sorry. I would have told you to do the same thing. Yeah. The difference in this situation is that Jamal Williams was a starter at first.
Yep.
And Aaron Jones had less playing time but looked better, and eventually they came around to the later drafted guy. This is the opposite of that situation. They went to the later drafted guy immediately. So it's actually not like that.
You remember the free Aaron Jones campaign?
Yeah.
That was
you say this, but there's always been doubters. His ADP value doesn't reflect his trade value because it only takes one person to pick him, but his trade value wasn't there on Aaron Jones. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Judy's young enough to survive this, but I have concerns. He's going to come down in my rankings.
I think they got a quarterback.
They better. James Robinson's value, worth at least a 2022 first, I would say so.
Yeah, I would.
But not much more. I think he's worth a little bit more than that. All right, let's get to some of the questions before I clearly don't have it today.
Like cold medicine is doing wonders.
It's not working.
Well,
it's not working at all. Actually, it's totally not working. It was working, and now it's not doing a damn thing. From YZR Fantasy Akash, are you rocking with backup running backs who flash but still aren't cheap? What do you think?
It's tough because Ramondre more so Ramondre has shown that he could carry the whole workload, and it's just, I mean, if I drafted them, they're going to stay on my teams, but I'm not going out there and trading for these guys. But they're not roster cloggers, so I'm rocking with them to an extent.
These tend to be guys I have on my team, but not anymore. I had them when they were not popular, but now I'm not interested. I wouldn't acquire them now. I love that. All right. How do we think Gibson and McLaurin are going to do on Monday night?
I mean, I think they're gonna do good. Seattle is not good.
Jesus.
Bless you. I tweeted this out last week. I think Seattle and Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll heading for one of the messier breakups in recent time, and
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna get better. I don't think it's gonna get better this Monday night. I think Taylor Heineke is gonna, do some work, and McLaurin is gonna be the prime beneficiary.
I like McLaurin a lot. Gibson, not so much.
I agree. I'm lukewarm on Gibson.
Is Debo going to be out a while? I don't know. And you can cut Jeff Wilson anyway.
Yeah.
Wilson's just a handcuff and not a very good one. So.
Although I do respect him for helping me win my leagues last year.
Yeah.
He was a league winner last year. Gotta give respect where it's due.
If Debo misses time, maybe they will use Wilson as more of a compliment. I don't think Debo's going to miss that much time, though. He was laughing on the sideline.
Nah, it didn't look as bad as Cooks did.
I don't think it's going to be multiple weeks. We talked about this.
Yep. No.
We talked about this. The answer to this is no. Miles Sanders is a failure. So no, I don't want failure on my team. Failure infects the rest of your team with failure. And then you have a team of failure. You don't want failure. So I don't want any more failure. Okay. It's a good question. We talked about Waddle enough.
Mm-hmm.
Smith, we kind of talked about.
Kind of a little bit.
A little, but I am concerned about him long term. I just worry that Jalen Hurts is going to have trouble ever having passing volume. I think this is like Lamar Jackson again.
We're riding the Jalen Hurts roller coaster right now, honestly.
Yeah, but the passing volume is never going to be there. The volume will not be there. So the problem is, what if they get a third weapon that's actually competent?
I think you have to in the draft.
This is causing problems in Baltimore. A third weapon there is causing issues. You can't, because they can't support three weapons. I have some concerns with Devonta Smith. Jamar Chase, no concerns.
Oh gosh, no. Jamar Chase,
no concerns.
Just put him in the top 2 of your dynasty rankings, and just
You can have Jefferson 1 if you want, but
yeah, that's what I was inferring. I don't have a problem with them back to back. Smith, I agree with you, because I think it went from the Eagles drafting a quarterback to probably drafting another wide receiver in the first, which 3 straight wide receivers in the first round.
Who knows?
Yes.
Ed doesn't like New England RBs. I get that. It's tough to trust consistent usage. No, they're very consistent in having committee.
Except when one's out, then they're a must start.
I'm fine with buying Irv, I guess. I'm not lining up for him, but
no.
Come on, man. That's rude.
That is. Yeah.
I like CMC a lot.
Same.
Okay. Can I talk about Dalvin's injury? We do. Dalvin is having a MRI in his shoulder. It's a history of shoulder injuries. I think he's going to miss time. It could be the rest of the year. And then he has his legal issues.
Yep.
What do we think about Kenny Wango?
How about that kick return?
I know. I think he needs to see time in the offense.
Yes.
I said actually right before Dalvin got hurt, I felt bad that Wango is going to force his way on the field because he's too good to just return kicks. So take that for what you want. But
I agree.
It'll be a split. Madison's going to lose some touches. Waddle or Pittman, rest of season?
I'll take Waddle, honestly.
I will also take Waddle. That's close. This is redraft. Drop or keep?
How many are we dropping? Because I'm dropping Traquan if I have to drop any.
Traquan can go, yeah. T.Y. Hilton can also go.
Yeah. Keeping Emmanuel Sanders attached to Josh Allen.
But yeah, I would keep Sanders, drop the other two.
Yep.
Bateman droppable in redraft if you have to. Yeah. I'd rather not, but technically yes. I don't think you're going to get burned by dropping him. I don't think you're giving up on anything great.
No.
Time to panic on Goddard. Let's face it, Hurts is not good. He's not great. I don't know if he's not good, but he's not great. fantasy stats padded by scrambling. Well, yes. I mean, so are Lamar's. You can be a viable quarterback playing that way, but it does struggle to support your receiving weapons. I'm not panicking about it. No. Tight end is just so thin. It's difficult to find any usable tight end.
Yeah. Even if you're panicking on him, I don't think you could find a way to drop him out of the top 8 or 9.
What are you going to do? So, I would say no. Panicking, not panicking is better, but lowering expectations. This is talking about Nwangu. Yeah. He tore his Achilles, so news for
Cam Akers.
I've heard people saying that, but that was 4 years ago. So
fair.
You recover eventually. Yeah. Well, anyway, I obviously, if it's not blatantly obvious, I am very sick. But I want to come on and give you guys something. But we've answered all the questions in the chat and in advance, and cold medicine is not working. So I think I've given you guys all I have, unfortunately. But anyway, tell the people one last time where they can find your content and shit.
They can find me at RyanPros_FF. I always do the wrong hand, didn't do it this time. And you can also find me at the Dynasty Vipers and the Fantasy Newsroom. Like I said, we're still hashing out plans.
I love that. Eventually. Yeah, we should continue our Thursday show throughout forever.
I'm with it. You inspired me to do weekly ranks.
Oh my god. No, I mean we should continue doing that show even after the season is over.
Oh, for sure.
That would be great.
I love to take Dynasty questions.
Yep. I would love that. All right. Thanks a ton for doing this. I hope you feel better. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. I felt a lot better when I was doing that start to the show with John. I don't know what happened, but I think I must be getting sick, obviously. And thanks. Yeah. I hope I feel better. Yep. Anyway. Thanks to everyone for watching. We have a few more live viewers, actually, tonight. So I appreciate everyone who tuned in. And hopefully I will not sound as nasally on Ask DLF on Tuesday, but if I do, I'll obviously, hopefully I'll feel better. But I will, as you can see, I don't really skip shows, so I'll be there. And put in a good word. I mean, I haven't decided what I'm going to do, but about start sit next year. That was the last show for the year. I'm going to take the next 5 weeks off of Sunday morning start sit and just take it a little easier on myself. I'm worn down before even getting sick. But if you want that back next year, put in the word. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks to Ryan for being amazing and carrying me through this sick show.
Thank you for having me on. It's always a fun time.
And I'll see you all later.
See you.